Let's take a look at functional factors, because all behavior serves a function. Now, problem behaviors may be a problem for teachers, but that doesn't mean they're a problem for students. In fact, this behavior has worked in the past or is working currently to achieve an outcome desired by the student. Problem behaviors develop as a reaction to the environmental demands which overwhelm a student's coping mechanisms. One function of behavior is to get or obtain, and it could be to get attention from a peer adult, an object, an activity, self-stimulation, money, or desirable comments from peers. In fact, even if the reaction is not intentional, it can still provide attention. Another function of behavior is to protest, escape, or avoid. When the student wishes to avoid something like schoolwork, a problem behavior ensues. It could also be a wish to avoid communication. Some students want to avoid social or playtime. Often the student would rather be doing something else. Some examples of attention are head turns, raised eyebrows, surprised facial expressions, an attempt to soothe, counsel, or distract, eye rolling, commenting, saying "stop it," chuckling, even whispering to another staff member can serve as a form of attention and will reinforce a problem behavior. The law of effect. Behaviors that lead to satisfying consequences will be strengthened and are likely to be repeated. Behaviors that lead to unsatisfying consequences will be weakened and are less likely to occur again. Let's look at the law of effect in action. Our environment is filled with consequences. If I wander barefoot on scorching pavement, it will hurt, so I'm not likely to do it again. Behavior also produces consequences. My behavior on the job will have the consequence of getting paid or getting fired. Students' behavior at school will have the consequence of passing or failing. Analyzing behavior. I'm sure you're familiar with antecedents. What happens right before the behavior? Behavior, what it looks like and sounds like. And consequences, what the student is getting or avoiding as a result of the behavior. Here's an example. The antecedent is that the teacher asks Chris to open his notebook. The behavior is that Chris screams. The consequence is that the teacher offers a break and Chris doesn't have to do the work and so avoids the task. What could we do instead? Chris could learn to ask for a break before screaming, and the teacher could make Chris work anyway and give the break after he completes some schoolwork. Let's look at another example. Cindy wants attention. That's our antecedent. Cindy spits. That's our problem behavior. And as a consequence, Cindy gets attention. What can we do instead? We could ignore her spitting and give attention for a more positive behavior. We could give Cindy lots of attention throughout the day before she spits. We could also teach Cindy how to ask for attention.